What up? What up? What up? This is Brackins back at you. Back at you. All right, the long-awaited Brackins diet. Long-awaited Brackins diet. First of all, I'd like to say that I'm not going to say I created or invented anything because it's just information. It's knowledge, right? Like mostly everything that you get or come up with, especially something like this, is just, unlearned knowledge or hidden knowledge or stuff like that, suppressed knowledge. So no, I didn't create anything. I'm sure that people have known this before in history at some time or on another planet, in another galaxy or whatever. I don't know. I didn't create shit. But I'm sure glad that I stumbled across this, and likely I should have. I appreciate it. I appreciate coming across what I've learned in this. Anyway, for years I've been thinking about, what to call this diet and everything like that. But seeing as how I'm going to give it to you for free. See, I'm not going to charge anybody anything, which means that I can't be liable for anything. Because I'm just going to give it to you raw how I get down. You know what I'm saying? I don't want your money. It has nothing to do with money. I make money. So what do I need your money for? I want everybody to be healthy. And like I said, I see some things that a lot of people can't see. I think being smart has to do with the way a person thinks, not with what a person knows. You can know whatever you want, but the way that you think won't allow you to be smart. Because if somebody tells you something and you just believe it, if you go learn something or you read something in the book and you just believe it, you're really not smart. You're just regurgitating shit you don't know anything about. And that's what happens a lot of times. I mean, and So anyway, let me show you what Brackins knows about. All right, in order to get to my diet, I can't just tell you my diet without telling you how I came across it, because I just didn't read it. This is something that transpired within myself. So my health history, okay? When I was 18, I was diagnosed with a condition called dermatographism. Okay? Dermatographism is what you call skin writings disease. It's only prevalent in less than 6% of the world. 6%. And in that, it's only prevalent, that condition is only prevalent in people with the lowest of immunity. Okay? You're talking about very extremely low immune systems. We're not talking about, because a person has HIV or hepatitis, it doesn't mean they have a low immune system. Okay, I'm just talking about there's immunity. Your body's immunity. If you know what I'm saying, you can catch a person with HIV that has a higher immune system than everybody in the fucking room, right? So my immune system was low. I know now it was due to dibiosis. Bacteria and different. In different levels, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't balanced, right? I wasn't balanced. So, nutrients and everything else, but it's all a chain reaction. There's no such thing as one fucking problem, right? So anyway, first condition I really started dealing with was urinary tract infections, right? So, and I used to have such a low immune system that if I ate some ice cream, I would get an infection. If I drank alcohol, I would get an infection. I mean, just one glass. I mean, anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't eat anything. I would get an infection, right? So, that was, so by the time I was, at like 19, at 19, I had an incurable infection. I had an infection for like a whole fucking year at like 19, a UTI. It's not No chlamydia, gonorrhea, nothing like this. UTI. Now, why'd I have this? The doctor couldn't fucking tell. The doctor don't check men for urinary tract infections, if you didn't know. And I've suffered from a whole lot of urinary tract infections, yet I've never been diagnosed by a doctor. I've been treated by doctors, because if a doctor looks down at your thing and he can tell you have a discharge there, well, then he's going to fucking treat you. But at the same time, he's going to culture that, and then he's going to come back and tell you what that is. Well, that's never happened. In the history of my medical records, you will see that I got undisclosed, don't know what, right? Just, they don't know how to diagnose infection. Even infection they can see. So this new situation I'm dealing with doesn't really surprise me. So, chain reaction. First thing happened, urinary tract infection, right? Now, after taking medicine for urinary tract infection, then I get fungal infection, right? So now I'm walking around for years, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is before I understood what was going on. When you first get sick, you don't know shit. That's just how it goes. And a lot of people, you're going to die not knowing shit too. But some people decided they're going to figure out what's wrong with them and figure out why, that happened. So, anyway, Western attempts to cure, right? I had these urinary tract infections, so I was going to the doctor. The doctor kept giving me Flagyl or metronidazole or whatever. First, it cured it. This is you talking about 18. By the time I was 20, they couldn't cure him anymore. It didn't matter. It didn't fucking matter. They couldn't cure him. And in me, because I would give it to somebody else and they'd cure him like that. They give him some antibiotics, gone. Okay, so their antibiotics ain't been working on me since I was 20. Okay, I'm 32 now. Okay, so kept going to. I also have arthritis here. I used to have really bad arthritis. My diet cures arthritis, and I can say that because I'm not selling you shit. Okay, arthritis. That's not nothing you got to worry about. Any of this shit right here. Only thing you have to worry about is a UTI. My diet takes 90 days. It's taking less time as my immune system started rising. I started staying on my diet for a long consecutive period of time. I noticed that if I was to get reinfected with a UTI, it would cure faster. The first time I cured my UTI, it took literally 90 days. After that, it literally be gone like a month, right? And this is just not using any medicine whatsoever. This is just understanding what not to put in my body. Anyway, I like that arthritis. You said bad arthritis. Every joint. And when I was first got my license, it was probably like 20. I was doing some real physical truck driving work. I had back strap, knee strap, arm strap, elbow strap. My whole body was just aching, right? And this was from antibiotic abuse because, see, first I had the UTIs. From the UTIs, they couldn't cure them, so of course I'm going to keep on taking antibiotics, right? Then I'm taking antifungals, trying to get this shit right. And, okay, antifungals stop working, and UTI stop working. The antibiotics stop working, antifungals stop working, right? Let's talk about dermatography. Dermatographism. That means that ever since I was 18, I had to take a antihistamine. The one I like the best is Claritin, right? I don't no longer take those. I haven't taken them in years. I don't even. I'm not gonna say I don't have the condition because I really haven't had the problem since I contracted MRSA, but. So I don't know if that's, an immune system thing or what going on, but I no longer suffer from dermatographism, which is the least of my fucking worries, right? Yeah. So anyway, Western attempts to cure. I can tell you all the, antibiotics, antifungal, and that antifungal nystatin, that motherfucker is a beast. It's a beast. What I know now, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have had to take any type of medicine to cure any of these things. And but what I did do is I really intoxicated my body. I really fucked myself off, and and the doctors, they don't fuck. What I'm saying? Back in the day, They just give you antibiotics. They didn't check you. Even right now, you go into the fucking doctors. If they think they see an infection, they're just going to treat it. They're not going to test for what it is. They're not going to determine anything. They were throwing out antibiotics like crazy when I was 20, right? So then, like I said, 2 years ago, I contracted MRSA. They won't give me no antibiotics, right? The whole system changed up. They can't tell what the fuck, and they don't know what the fuck shit is anyway. All right, so let's talk about what happened. First, the Western medicine stopped working. No antibiotic. Yeah, the last antibiotic I took was that was like Cindy. I call her Cindy. Cindy Mycin, that bitch. I don't know. Yeah, I took Cindy. Cindy fucked me up. So then I just realized I don't want to take no more antibiotics. So anyway, I started trying to cure them naturally, right? And I was successful. I could tell you, as far as fungal infections, several different herbs, you know what I'm saying? Several different herbs. They have an herb called yeast cleanse. They have, I've cured urinary tract infection with, not colloidal silver, apple cider vinegar. I've cured of fasting. I've cured them several different types of ways, right? The Western medicine did a bunch, and then I tried to cure them naturally, did that a bunch. Then all of a sudden, nothing would work. Nothing would work at all. Natural, unnatural, wasn't working, right? It was not working. So, when I'm telling you this diet, I know this diet because I suffered through it. I know it. See, the other people that are talking a lot of shit, I used to think certain things because I hadn't suffered or haven't experienced it, right? So there's nothing wrong with all these different opinions about, what health is and all this type of stuff because you don't know no better. You don't know no better. Right? You don't know no better. I'm really trying to even think of the argument that one can use after I tell you how to completely heal, how my diet works. Because my diet works by naturally putting your body in the state that you're supposed to be in and using your body to cure yourself. I mean, you don't need nothing. You don't need no fucking herbs. You don't need no fucking medicine. You don't need shit. None of that. See, but, 100% of the doctors that I know, Western medicine or natural medicine, or, they just don't know. But it's okay. So anyway, let's go. All right. So I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so I can tell you. All right. The way my diet works is, this is undisputable fact. So come with something hard enough, you're gonna try to dispute it. Okay. 70 to 80% of the body's immune system is not have anything to do with the bloodstream. It is the ecosystem of bacteria in your gut. That's a fact. You can't refute it, right? So, how much logical sense, and believe me, I was just as ignorant as everybody else. How much logical sense does it make to focus solely on 20 to 30% of the immune system, which is the bloodstream, and not look at whatsoever the microbial ecosystem of the inside and outside of the body? See, people have already known this. This is ancient history, but this is just, you know what I'm saying? This is not nothing I created or invented. I didn't create the body. I just understand it, and that's why there's not going to be no argument to it, because it's the fact. If you put all the facts together, right? Okay, so now let's talk about it. Okay, your body needs to be alkaline, right? Okay, everybody knows that, in our Western medicine, right? The body needs to be alkaline. You go around drinking all this fucking alkaline water. Okay, now The body needs to be alkaline, but then you turn around and you feed it a whole bunch of vitamin C. You feed it a whole bunch of antibiotics. Okay. Now, they got probiotics on the shelf for you to take. But why would one have to take an antibiotic? One has to take an antibiotic because one does not know how to eat in which not to kill the bacteria. See, and if you don't kill the bacteria, you don't have to take no fucking probiotics. Now, if they represent 70% of the immune system, then that means that you need to protect them. Right? Okay. So, basically, after I'd had my last, not my last one, but let's just say when I discovered this diet, which was over 5 years ago. This is probably 7 years ago now. So, 7 years ago, and I've told some people, but I haven't really brought it to the forefront because, see, once you learn something new, you realize that you don't know shit. Right? So even though I knew, and I knew this was the right thing, I still couldn't tell anybody because, not anybody, but, I couldn't, go around saying, oh, this is the right thing. Because even though I found out that a big major part of the diet is to avoid vitamin C. How can that be? If you're going to avoid vitamin C, the whole world, they got vitamin C going down you like, you guys pumping vitamin C and you like, I can't take a fucking multivitamin because it has vitamin C in it. It's fucking off the immune system. Now, I don't really know how you're going to deny it. But here's what happened. All Western medicine could not cure my infection. All natural herbs and everything couldn't cure my infection. Not until I eliminated these things. I eliminated all antibiotics out of my diet. All antibiotics. No tap water. No onions. No vitamin C. What else? Well, it's pretty simple. Anything that's an antibiotic. No lemon, limes, no motherfucking nothing. Turmeric, ginger, no antibiotics whatsoever. None. Right? Following the laws. You can't refute. You cannot refute it. It's the laws. Right? You got to be alkaline. This is a law. You take probiotics because probiotics represent 70% of the immune system, right? How can you deny it? I know somebody's going to try to deny it. I really don't know where the argument is going to come from. I really don't. Especially doctors. This is going to be so offensive. Okay? But out of all those attempts, what I did was I eliminated all antibiotics out of my diet. And I ate very lightly just to really make sure at that time, And I kid you not, about 30 days into it, my body got sick. My whole body rose up and cured the infection. Cured it by its damn self. Since then, I probably caught a couple more UTIs and I've cured them all the same way. I don't have to take any antibiotics. I don't have to take anything. Okay? So, that's it now. Now, let me tell you about... Now, here's where I thought you guys were going to get me. This is where I thought you guys were going to get me for a long time, but here's the thing. Vitamin C. You have, as far as the type of vitamin C to take, there's only one kind of vitamin C to take. And that is in greens. There's more vitamin C in a bag of broccoli than there is in oranges. But it's a different type of vitamin C. The vitamin C is an alkaline form of vitamin C, and I'm not talking about ester C, and I'm not talking about any capsulized vitamin C. You cannot take it and be on this diet. You cannot take it. Okay? The only vitamin C that I recommend is from raw green vegetables. That's it. That's all. Okay? So, in essence, you would assume that since I've been on my diet for years, I'm not right now because I'm fighting something else, but you would assume that I'd be vitamin C deficient, but I guarantee you, I get more vitamin C than you do because I eat 1 to 2 bags of raw broccoli or raw greens a day. So you don't have an argument. Okay? You don't have an argument. Now let me explain how it works to you. Okay? Your immune system is an army. What's the number one thing that an army needs to be successful? Communication. An army without communication is nothing, right? So, since you don't understand that your bacteria communicates with your immune system, which is your blood, right? You don't understand that your bacteria communicates with your immune system, so you don't even count them as part of the army, but it's already scientifically proven that they represent up to 80% of your immune system. Okay? Now, let's talk about numbers in war. Okay? When you're eating all this vitamin C and all this processed meat, and okay, all the antibiotics in the chicken, all the antibiotics and all this type of shit, right? You're eating all that shit, right? Your numbers are low. It's like coming to a fucking fight and you got, it's 100 versus 500. Right? The bug is avoiding, he's growing up because you're eating antibiotics, right? He's growing up because you're eating all this crap. So he's in good number. He thrives in your diet. He thrives in your diet. And your immune system, the good bacteria that's going to help you, he can't thrive in your diet. So it's simply numbers. Right? So here's what's going to happen. And I don't, first of all, you got to have time. If you're a woman with a urinary tract infection, you need antibiotics. Why? A man has a urethra, which means that infection only goes as far as my penis. And a woman, if you infect a woman in her vagina, then the infection will run through her. She don't have 90 days to try to fix her whole immune system. She don't have it, right? So that's how you have to determine what it is that you should do. But, for example, I just looked on the other day and a guy was using, high amounts of vitamin C. Really, really high vitamin C. And I don't knock him. I'm using high amounts of vitamin C right now because I'm on an antibiotic diet, right? I'm on an antibiotic diet for my condition, which is MRSA, right? So I'm on an antibiotic diet. But see, if I was to cure MRSA, I would immediately stop being on the antibiotics, right? Because everything you do to try to stay well is an antibiotic. Everything you think is helping your body, I'm taking garlic, I'm taking this, I'm taking that, I'm taking this. It's all antibiotics. You're not killing nothing with that, okay? Not if it's chronic, not if it's, if it's some very minor shit that is not even anything, maybe you'll kill it. But other than that, no, okay? The body is not supposed to have all that stuff. Your body's supposed to work naturally. It works in a natural, the mechanism in your body are supposed to work, okay? Now let's talk about digestion, right? See, because when you do my diet, you can digest. This is considered mastering digestion, okay? When you do my diet, it will feel absolutely different than anything you've ever done because you've been on an antibiotic type of diet your whole life. I know you have because I done did a whole lot of research. I don't nobody know this shit. Okay? So you've been on an antibiotic diet your whole life. The moment you go on my diet, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get constipated. You might be constipated for the first 2 weeks. If you're skinny, you'll get fat. And if you're fat, you'll get skinny. Because what people don't understand is that you're not going to the bathroom because your food is digested. You're going to the bathroom because you're irritating your intestines. So while you'll catch a person say, oh, yeah, I go to the bathroom 6-7 times a day. I go to the bathroom 4-5 times a day. When you do my diet, the very first thing is you're going to get constipated. Okay, and what that means is, okay, your body will naturally make you go to the bathroom anytime you're irritated. So anytime you throw in garlic and you're eating processed meat with antibiotics in it, and you're eating vitamin C, and you're eating all these things that are irritants to the stomach and killing all your bacteria up, anytime you do that, the body's natural mechanism is to get rid of it. Okay? But when you eat a diet that does not cause any inflammation into the body, there's going to be peace inside your intestine. Okay? And you're not going to the bathroom. I promise you. You're not going to the bathroom until your microbial level gathers up enough and your microbial actually digests your food. Okay? Now, once you've been on this diet for about 2 weeks, you can almost eat anything. You can almost eat, not anything, I'm saying anything on the diet. On the diet. Because as soon as you break this diet, you're done. You know what I'm saying? You gotta wait another like week before you're even back on track. Right? So, but while you're on this diet, okay, staying within the realm of this diet, you'll be able to eat almost, people will ask me, Harold, how do you eat all these mountains of food and don't be getting fat? How do you eat this mountain of food? Well, I eat it because I stick to a certain diet and I know how to digest. Okay. Now, for those of you that don't know, which is probably everybody, why is it that you can take vitamins and minerals and still be deficient in them? It's a tough one, right? Okay. The reason is because you're not digesting them. It doesn't matter what you take. Guaranteed you take all kind of shit you never get. Right? So let's say you're deficient in vitamin B12 or something, right? And then now you're taking fucking B12. You're taking so much B12, or iron is a good one. You're taking all this iron, you're taking all kind of stuff. You can't get it, right? You can't get it. Okay. Now, okay, on my diet, what people don't understand, and a doctor is going to tell you because they don't know a goddamn thing, they're going to tell you that hydraulic acid or some shit is digesting your food. I don't know why I guess they're telling you this because they don't know. But that's what they was taught, that hydraulic acid digests your food, okay? Now, the best comparison that I can say is like a septic system, a septic tank, right? This is the best comparison I can make to explain to you what my diet does for you, okay? A septic tank, how does one clean a septic tank? They don't put a whole bunch of vitamin C down there and blend it up, you know what I'm saying? What they do is they throw a type of bacteria in there, right? And the bacteria churns it up, cleans out everything, right? And that's how your body is supposed to naturally do it. Okay? Now remember, when you're born, the first thing your mother does is feeds you milk. Not vitamin C and fucking processed chicken and antibiotics. First thing she does is feed you milk. Now what is in milk? 500 different types of bacteria. So if you, right when you were born, you just start taking vitamin C every day, you would have a terrible immune system. Because you've been taught incorrectly about what the fuck an immune system is. It took me a long time to understand, how is it that your first line of defense against infection is your stomach? That's deep, man. You know what I'm saying? It took me a long time to understand that. But such is the case. Such is the case. Right? So, anyway, let's talk about these things you gotta avoid. Okay, if you're drinking soda, it's antibiotic. Okay, tap water, that's antibiotic. You're eating processed meat, it's an antibiotic. My diet, honestly doesn't require you really to eliminate anything. You can eat almost anything in a certain way, right? Let's say you wanted to have some Kool-Aid. You can have some Kool-Aid as long as you had bottled water. My diet is not a weight loss diet. You know what I'm saying? It's not a weight loss diet. My diet is an immune system diet. I was thinking about calling it, the immune system diet, the life diet, or, some shit like that or whatever. But fuck it, it's gonna be the Brackins diet, okay? Because that's how I'm feeling right now. So, anyway, the worst thing you could ever put in your body is processed meat. You can eat all the organic meat that you want to. And I know some people don't even think that there's a difference between organic, and that's fine. Okay. But trial and error tells me that you can eat organic meat. Now, after I contracted this MRSA, I'd been doing my diet for some time. And I'm gonna tell you right now, MRSA is something else. MRSA's a beast. And the thing is about this is MRSA actually runs away from your immune system. And you say, well, what the fuck is that, Harold? How the fuck can it run away from your immune system? Okay. Well, the infection is at the top of my head, side up here, sinus, right? Stays in respiratory, right? Stays in respiratory. It doesn't want to go down there and fuck with them bacteria down there. Okay. It's a very impressive bacteria. It's developed enough, or I don't know, or if it developed these techniques over time, or if it has always been like this, I don't know. But what I will say is it's very impressive, because he's up here in your lungs, in your head. He's always at the top of the head. Even in the lungs, I'd fucking kill him. He'd be done. If he couldn't break the brain-blood barrier, he'd be dead. All right? If he couldn't be up in my head like most bacteria. You know what I'm saying? Most bacteria can't make it up here. Okay? So that's why I'm having a very difficult time with this bacteria. But, such is life. Just some more stuff to learn. In fact, it let me tweak my diet. So right now, I would actually tell you that I think that meat, let's just say, let's talk about it like this. Let's talk about some scientific facts here. Okay. You're supposed to have 5 to 7 pounds of good bacteria in your stomach. Okay. When you eat meat, you slow down your metabolism, which means you slow down your immune system. Okay. And slow down your metabolism. This is all together. There's no such thing as a liver. And if you have a fucking liver infection, then you have another infection. You got a whole body infection. You know what I'm saying? There's no,